Double die obverse Lincoln cent. A fairly easy coin to identify as it is one of the very popular doubled ear varieties. As such, the main attribute for this coin is the clear doubling that can be found on the lower ear, where Lincoln appears to have an additional earlobe towards the south. These types of varieties are becoming a lot more popular with collectors, and values have also been increasing as a result. In 2020, a PCGS graded MS66 red example like this was sold at auction for $3,120.
I got a couple of high-grade U.S. large currency notes that I've been collecting. This is a 1918 series Federal Reserve note. This is a $500 1882 gold note.
Whoa, these are a little bit more than just high-grade. Especially this one right here, the $500 gold certificate. There's not a lot of these left in the world. This was an incredible amount of money at the time. I mean, this is a year or two's salary for most people.
It would be very difficult to get change.
Yeah, these are incredible.
Thank you.
There's probably less than 100 of each of them in the world. I mean, they were shredded. Just like, when we have a bad $1 bill today, it eventually ends up back at the Federal Reserve and they shred the old ones and print new ones. This was 1882. There was a gold shortage at the Treasury right around that time. They issued a lot of paper bills like this, especially when this one was made. We still lived in a world where people really didn't want paper money because paper money was just a receipt for gold. But it had advantages. First off, it's a lot less bulky than carrying around gold coins. And the other advantage of this was if you were traveling, say, in a stagecoach somewhere and you were robbed, you now had a traceable document of some gold coins in your pocket, which were not traceable at all.
Makes good sense.
So how much you want for these?
I'd like to get $33,000 for this note, and I'd like to get $17,000 for this note, so I'd like to get even $50,000 for them.
Okay. I want one of my friends to come down here and look at it. And he deals in this stuff almost exclusively.
Sure.
They look real to me, but there's a lot of treatments people do on these things to make them look better.
Understood.
Okay. So hang on a few minutes and I'll get him down here.
Okay.
All right, be right back.
I very much welcome an expert. My concern is the expert a prejudice expert or is he an unbiased expert? So it's something I have to take into consideration.
I have to be absolutely sure what I have here before I make an offer. Two $500 bills that he wants a lot of money for. And the big thing is have they been processed and what are they worth?
Sure. May I take them out of the holder?
Sure.
These are incredible items. They're not common by no means. I'll tell you right now, my favorite one out of both of these is this 1918 500. Features Chief Justice John Marshall, who essentially helped create the Supreme Court to be co-equal to our government. Pretty historical individual. Gold certificates were issued in a time where they were backed by gold. Because weight of gold was quite heavy, the government issued paper currency to alleviate some of the stress of carrying it. And it also allowed the government to keep some of their gold medals in the banks and have public debt carry certificates instead.
All right, well, tell me about these things.
Sure. This 1918 500 Federal Reserve note, this note looks proper, meaning has no tears, rust, inks. It definitely has never been pressed. It's got just light circulation. It's a really, really solid example and would fall in the very fine 30 range. This is a genuine, high-valued example.
Can you and I disagree without being disagreeable?
Sure.
I do think it grades higher than that, between us.
I get that quite often. Now, the 1882 500 gold certificate, this one concerns me. This has seen restoration work quite well. The corners look like they've been rebuilt. During that time, it was probably washed lightly, not too harsh. It would probably grade this in the very fine 20 to 25 range, but it has been restored.
Okay, that affects value.
Absolutely, up to about 30 to 40%.
Okay, so what do you think they'll go for?
Individually, I think in auction, I would expect the 1918 $500 Federal Reserve note to bring $20,000 to $30,000, and the 1882 $500 gold certificate, because of the grade and the restoration. In auction, I think one could expect to pay around $20,000.
Well, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
Anytime.
Thank you for your help.
If Rick can negotiate a deal for these two notes in that price range, I think it's a very good buy considering the scarcity of them.
So what's the best price you'll take for them?
Well, I'd like to get $50,000 for the two of them.
Well, you seem like a reasonable businessman. I'm not going to pay $50,000 for something I might get 50 out of. Right. Hey, what can you do?
I bet 40.
There's no money at 40.
37.
No, we'll go 35. I mean, there's auction fees, there's I mean, in the end, it makes no sense for me to give you a dime more than that.
All right, you got a deal.
Sweet, man. Let's go front, and I'll reach out. So cool. They offer $35,000.